Hi everyone, today we have a really cool Beatles song. It's Nowhere Man off of the Rubber Soul album. It's a fun one to play. We got a little bit of chords going on, nothing too wild, and then these cool little kind of solo scales that happen in this. And we'll get to all that here. But just to start it off, the intro, as you probably know, there's just that break at the beginning where it's just vocals. And that'll eat up, a good 4 measures of what would be typically the verse progression. But since it's just tacit for the guitar, those first 4, it comes in on the F sharp minor chord. Okay, so just bar the second here, 4 and 4 on the A and D, and pretty simple because each chord is just a measure's worth. And if you want, you can just strum on it, just go to town, or you can just hit it once per measure, whatever you like. Okay, so we just come in on that F sharp minor once the vocal intro does about 4 measures. Okay, and then it would move to an A minor chord, and then to a E. Alright, and once we hit this E, it's kind of interesting because at this part, we hit the E, then the scale happens. But in the verse, at the end of the verse, the scale kind of starts right as we hit the E. So it's a little different. Okay, but for this intro, we hit that E, and now we do the little scale, which is open B. Okay, then we go second on the G, first. Okay, then we go second on the D, second A. Nice little scale. All right, and now the verse begins fully, and we're not resting on any of this, so this is the entire verse progression. It's going to start with the E chord, 1 measure, and then we go to a B chord for a measure, to a A for a measure, back to the E for a measure. Okay, and now we come into where we started on the intro, the F sharp minor, to the A minor, to the E. And like I said, once we're in this verse here, once we hit that E, that kind of counts as that first note of the scale that we did in the intro. So from there, we can hit the second on the G, first, to D, to A. And once you hit that second on the A, you can just strum the chord fully as well. It's essentially just picking through an E major chord. Something like that. Alright, now the chorus. And this will start with a new chord, a G sharp minor. And we'll just do that for 1 measure. Okay, so we'll just bar the 4, 6, and 6 on the A and D. Okay, next measure be an A. And then we just repeat that progression again. G sharp minor to A. Alright, and then we hit the G sharp minor once more. But then we move to an F sharp minor, so just down 2 frets. Back to the A. And then finish with a B7. Alright, now we get a cool little kind of solo interlude section here. And basically this is just kind of hitting just like the verse progression, but it's just kind of hitting like parts of the chords and then picking through a couple notes for each one. Alright, so just act like you're going through the normal verse progression. but then you can throw in these tiny little notes that go after it. All right, so it would start on the E, and you can just really worry about just a little part of it. Like we'll hit the A, the D, and the G string, so 2, 2, and the 1. Okay, and then we grab this E note, and then a B. Okay, so just the open strings there. Okay. Alright, something like that. We move on to a B, and just hit the 4s, okay, on the D, G, and B. Alright, and from there we do an open E to second on the E. Alright, and then we move it down to the A, so just hit the 2s on the D, G, B. And then easy enough, just hit the 2 on the B and the 2 on the G again. Okay. Alright, and then we move back to that E shape, hit the 2, 2, and the 1. Alright, and then here, we just kind of come on to that second of the G, and then hit the open B. Now we hit part of this F sharp minor. You could just hit the 4, and the 2, the A, D, and G here. And then we pick that 2 on the G again, and the 4 on the D. Alright, now to the A minor. And then here we hit the 2 on the G, and then throw in this 3rd fret on the A. Alright. Alright, and then we finish it all off by just doing kind of this little scale bit where we're still on that 3 on the A. We hit that, and then we go to a 2, and then come over here to the 7 on the E, hit a 7, and just slide out to open. Okay. And from there, we cap it off with this nice little thing here where we do a harmonic on a 12 of the E. Okay, so just do a harmonic. You just barely hover your finger on the fret there, just barely touch it, and then just give it a little something like that. Something a little nice sound in there. Okay, so we can try it all together now. Alright, and the outro here, it's kind of just a repetition of the F sharp minor to the A minor to the E. Alright, and then a little scale after that. Okay, so it happens a few times and the scale changes a little bit each time, so I'll just go through each one real quick. So like I said, do the F sharp minor, A sharp, A minor to E. And the first time around the scale does the open B, 2G, 1, 2D, but here we come to a 4 on the D. Okay, and then from there we do 2G to open B. So it's kind of like all the way up and then all the way back down. Okay. Okay, second time around, chords happen. Alright, and the scale this time does the same thing all the way to that 4 on the D. But then it just holds there, nothing more. Alright, and the very last time through, and the scale this time is the normal one, the one from the very beginning, where we end up on the 2 of the A. Okay. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.